Door County Fish Boil is a very unique dining experience using local caught whitefish, potatoes, and onions. We cook it in a huge kettle using firewood as our main heat source, and at the end, a spectacular boil over using a can of kerosene to boil the kettle over. It's something you will not forget. All right, who's ready for a fish boil? Nice. Thank you folks for joining us on one of Door County's oldest traditions, a historical Door County fish boil. The fish are caught in the morning. They process them, they head them, gut them, tail them, and scale them, and then usually by 3 o'clock in the afternoon, he'll bring 300 to 400 pounds of whitefish just about every single day. Once they get here, they come whole. I cut them all myself with a big razor sharp knife. While I'm doing that, the kettle needs to be set up, filled with water. You got to get your fire cooking. You can't do anything without boiling water, so you always want to have that kettle just ripping hot. Customers show up around 4:30 for the first fish boil. We're doing about 100 to 120 at each fish boil, and then the second boil is at 6:30, and the third one is 7:45, so it's pretty much go, go, go all night long. We actually buy the fish direct from the local fishermen who catch them right here in Door County. You don't get them much fresher than that. And on an average summer, I'll cook about 35,000 pounds of these. Well, once the water starts boiling, you add 3 cups of salt. The only reason you use salt in this is because that's all the Norwegian and Swedish settlers had back in the old days, but it does season everything actually quite well. Fish, potatoes, and onions. Potatoes go in the kettle first. Once you drop those in, you start your timer at 30 minutes. Each fish boil takes a half an hour. Onions put in shortly after, depending on the size. And then the fish go in right at the last 7 minutes. 1, 2, 3. The reasoning for the boil over is you get all that stuff cooking in the kettle, you get a big thick layer of foam. So some pyro genius along the way came up with the boil over technique where you take a can of kerosene, you throw it into the fire, it makes a huge fireball, makes a great picture for the customers as well, but more importantly, the whole kettle boils over and all that gunk from the top magically goes right along with it, and it actually works quite genius. I think the fish boil would only be about half as fun if you didn't do the boil over, because that's really what people want to see. They feel that heat, it scares kids, dogs bark, women shriek. I mean, it's definitely something outside of the box you don't see at any other restaurant. You're always hauling wood, you're always filling up the kerosene, you're always cutting fish. Tomorrow I gotta haul a dump truck load of firewood here. Every Wednesday I load one up. You go through a whole cord of wood every single week. I like because it's hard, dirty work and keeps you in shape, you're outside. Then it's definitely a unique job position, which very few people can say they are a boil master.